You know, a lot of people know what they want, but they still don't manifest it. And what I've learned over the years is there are a number of reasons for that, reasons people don't get what they want. Number one is they don't share their vision. They don't tell enough people about it. If you think about Martin Luther King, he gave his I Have a Dream speech. Mandela stood up in South Africa and said, I want to end apartheid. Gandhi did a 1,000-mile march to the sea to say we want to get rid of the British out of India. They made a statement and let the world know what the vision was. John F. Kennedy said, I want to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. So you have to share your vision. A lot of us are afraid that if we tell people about our vision, they're going to rain on our parade. They'll tell us why it can't be done. But what we've found is when you talk about your dream with people and focus on that rather than all the reasons it can't be done or what the latest news is or who's going to win the basketball tournament, what happens is that it helps you clarify it, helps you articulate it, so you get better at talking about it so you can enroll people in it. And thirdly, a lot of people are going to say, you know, I know someone that could help you with that. Here's an idea, here's a resource, here's a book, here's a website, here's a person you ought to talk to. So share your vision with everyone you can. Write it down, put it on your website, put it on your Facebook page, let people know what you're about. It will attract other people. The second reason people don't get what they want is they don't make it measurable and specific in time and space. How much by when, so that you're unconscious and everyone else knows exactly what you want. The third thing that stops people from manifesting their vision is they don't have a plan. And so you have to sit down and say, okay, what are the action steps? What are all the things that would have to happen for me to get from point A to point B? And if you don't know, find someone who does. There might be a manual, a workshop, a seminar, a business person you could go and ask, will you coach me and tell me what were the steps you took to get from here to there? And you'd be surprised. My experience is 95% of the people, if you say, could I buy you lunch, take you to dinner and ask you a few questions, they'll say yes. And the next thing that stops people from achieving their vision is they don't get into action. And action is critical. So you've got to get into action. And what happens is that you may not know the right action, but just do something. In other words, get in the game, get on the playing field so that when you're down there and you start to move and you're taking action, you're going to start getting feedback from the universe. Like, you know, I remember some of the seminars that I now do. The way they started, they were designed totally differently. And I realized that exercise shouldn't be on day 2, that should be on day 1. We shouldn't say that. That turned a lot of people off. That phrase I used was not understandable. We'd get feedback from people about how to improve it. But you can't get feedback about how to improve something if you don't do it. I see a lot of people, they're waiting for like 15 doves to fly over their house in the sign of a cross to tell them this is the auspicious day to do something. You know, there's never a perfect day to start. It's just called start. And remember this too, it's never too late to start. I met a woman named Helen Klein when I was getting an award once, and so was she. And she was 83 years old. She had just finished running a 100-mile race at the age of 83. And at 55, she had never run. Her husband said, you want to run a 10K race with me? And she said, oh, I don't know, let's train to do that. They ran around the backyard once, fell on the ground, they were wheezing so hard they could hardly breathe. She was a nurse and she was a smoker. She stopped smoking, and every day she added one more lap around the yard, and by the end of the year, she'd run a marathon. She's run 70 marathons, something like 5 ultra marathons, and she's in her 80s. Didn't start till she was 55. So it's never too late to start. You can never start incorrectly. Just start.